I finally watched The Golden Bachelorette. I don't know. I got no feel for any of these people. There was one dude on the season. I'm not going to ruin for anybody. There's literally a dude named Chalk on this thing. And he gets out of the limo and he goes to Joan, who's the Golden Bachelorette. And he goes, Joan, I made you some, chicken soup, Joan. I made you some chalkin soup. It's my chicken soup recipe. She should have poured it on his head. Anybody calls their names food after themselves, you're out. Chalk. An insurance guy. The Golden Bachelor and the Golden Bachelorette, not so much fun if you ask yourself, I wonder how these people voted. Show becomes less fun all of a sudden. You're like, yeah, I'm kind of rooting against Chalk, the insurance salesman from Kansas. Boy, I wonder what button Chalk pressed in the booth. Not hard to figure where Chalk went with his voting power.
All right, good.
Did you watch Eric's mom? First of all, isn't he the most amazing artist you've ever seen?
Stop it.
He is. Yeah.
Eric, where do people see your art for people who want to see?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Website, ewhite.com.
Okay, ewhite.com.
Instagram.
Just check the stuff out. Your head's going to explode. You'll find it. Did you watch Golden Bachelorette?
Well, I think that's sort of a silly question, isn't it?
Well, I kind of knew the answer to it. I would have been shocked if you didn't.
You knew the answer. Yeah. Yes, I did.
Now, what did you think? Well, let's not ruin it for anybody. I don't want to ruin it for anybody.
But it's over.
I know, but people still haven't caught up yet. It hasn't been over for a very long time.
The TiVo people need their time to catch up. Right?
Oh, I can't worry about them if you're not.
You know what?
Up, that's not my
I'm going to say this. You know what? You're 100% right. If you don't want Golden Bachelorette being spoiled for you, shut the show off now. You heard 2 hours
it's been a couple weeks.
You got 2 hours and 50 minutes of the best show. You miss out on the final 10 because we're talking about Golden Bachelorette now with Eric White's mom, Terry. Now, the author, Terry Tate. The very successful author, Terry Tate.
Oh, you're so sweet.
But your book would
I'm working on a new book.
Your book would make an amazing gift for the holidays.
It would. A Crooked Smile with an introduction by Anne Lamott.
Yeah. Okay. Amazing. Now, I want to hear more. I want to hear more about this next book, but I want to talk about Golden Bachelorette right now. What did you think of Joan, who was the Golden Bachelorette?
I actually liked her better than I thought I would.
Okay.
I thought she was, she was a little. I mean, obviously they wanted somebody who was skinny and blonde and wore a lot of makeup.
Yep.
But she was a nice person, I thought.
I would agree.
How about you? What did you think?
I would agree. I think I got a little tired of Joan as it went on because Joan was not ready, Terry. Joan was not ready.
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah.
For love. Joan was still talking about her deceased husband. She was still hung up on John. Oh, John said this. Yeah. John said that. You remind me of John. There's this one dude.
Exactly. That was a bad sign.
That was bad. There was this one guy, Pascal, this French guy who lived in Chicago, was a hairstylist in Chicago. Fun guy, was in amazing shape for a guy in his late 60s. Seemed like a solid, like he'd be a hoot to be in a couple with. She hangs out with this guy. Oh, you remind me, you're a free spirit the way John was. John liked to just live every day to its fullest. If I was this guy, I'd be like, hey, John ain't here. No offense. My name's not John.
Well, essentially, that's what he did.
Yeah.
What he did. Mm-mm.
Because John was dead. John's dead.
John's dead. She's looking for new love.
John's dead.
Yeah.
They're not vetting these people well if they keep
But
getting, because Gary was screwed up, and don't they need to find someone who's actually ready to go?
I think they didn't realize
Yeah.
as much. You see, the thing is, Joan, Eric, Joan was on the Golden Bachelor. She was one of the candidates on the Golden Bachelor
Oh,
who had to leave early.
that Gary kicked off?
Right.
No, she had to leave early because of a family
No.
commitment,
Oh.
a family problem.
Okay.
Her daughter had a problem.
All right.
Yeah, which
So,
also,
of course, being a great mother, yeah.
I want to say this about Joan also. I bet you Joan could have gotten by without going home on that one on Golden Bachelor. I think Joan's a little too much of a martyr, if you know what I mean. Like Joan,
Yeah, a little
there's-
codependency here.
exactly. You should see Joan at a
Yeah.
CODA meeting. I'll see you at a CODA meeting, Joan.
And it's doomed with anybody that doesn't live in the same town.
Yeah,
Because it's going to be the same thing that happened with Gary and what's her name.
yeah. Gary
They
and
don't
that
wanna
other
leave
one,
their kids and grandchildren.
yeah. Their thing blew up
Yeah.
in 6 weeks. They were divorced 2 months later.
So
Right.
that's it. Gary's done.
Gary's out. Gary showed up during the Golden Bachelor season to give Joan advice. And I was just
Oh,
like,
great.
get this creep out of here.
Yeah, really. But I don't give Joan and a whole lot longer than that.
Because we can say it now. Since I warned everybody, Joan
Yeah.
picks Chalk, the Kansas insurance salesman, who
Loser.
he looks like one of the Mannings, like Peyton Manning or
Yeah.
he looks like that. He looks like one of the Mannings.
He's a farmer. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with farmers.
He's lame.
Thank you.
No, he's not. He's not even a farmer. I don't mean that.
No, he was
But
like
he's
Joan.
some insurance thing
Yeah.
or something.
He's an insurance salesman. This is what Joan is never going to be comfortable with Chalk. Chalk wants to sit on the porch in his rocking chair and drink buttermilk. Joan's looking to party.
His name's Chalk,
Right.
as in
CHOK. What is it?
CK.
CHOCK.
As in chock full of nuts.
Yes, exactly. And this guy was, he was a snooze, and he was one of these weird territorial guys.
Yeah.
He's always like, "Hey, Joan, can I talk to you for a minute?" And he'd kiss her. "Joan, I'm just having such a great time spending time with you, Joan." And he'd hug her. He'd give her a kiss. Like he was like jumping the line all the time.
You.
he was trying to lock her
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
He was snaking the other
All
guys by always being like, "Hey, Joan, can I talk to you about something for a moment? I'm having such a great time with you." And the other guys are like, "Hey, I was supposed to talk to Joan today." Now, Joan made a mistake going with Chalk.
Absolutely. There were so many other guys who she would have been better off with.
You know, who would you
There were
have
a ton
picked?
of great guys there.
Who would you have picked,
Yeah.
Terry?
Oh, I don't. My memory isn't very good with the names, but the guy in the striptease who wore the gold bikini pants. What was his name?
Jonathan.
Yeah, I liked him.
No, he was a real hunk.
How do you guys watch
Yeah,
We put on our televisions
and then there was
and hit
another one.
play.
this? Like, I don't understand.
This is the thing, Joan, Terry. What are we going to do about your son? He's a little bit too much of an SNOB when it comes to the shows we like. What are we going to do? He's high-minded. He's watching Gene Diddleman of the. He's watching
the best film of all time.
Yes. What are we going to do?
I don't know. I know neither of my sons have the kind of taste
You
that we
didn't.
have.
Yeah, you
They're
didn't
not-
raise us right.
They're not of the people.
You should have raised us better.
Yeah. I know. Well, I tried. You watched a lot of crap when you were growing up.
Well, that's true.
I want to say this. And don't take this the wrong way. You did an outstanding job raising your sons, but you did raise two fancy boys.
Yeah.
They're fancy. They've got fancy tastes. They
Yeah.
like fancy food. They like fancy movies.
Yeah.
They're not like me and
It's
you down here.
I know. The earthy ones.
The
No, I
earthy
know
ones.
they're not.
Thank you. We're down here in the trenches.
It's true. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It skipped a generation from
Yeah.
my
It skipped a generation.
fancier
Yeah.
parents, I guess.
Now,
Yeah.
I feel like, because it came down to this guy Chalk and this other person whose name was Guy. Now, Guy was initially, I thought Guy was kind of a sleaze early
Me
on.
too. Absolutely.
He's like
I did not like Guy at first.
at first, but did you
He's a
like him
DR
after a
guy.
while?
I did.
Me too.
I did. And when she got down to the two of them,
Yeah.
I was like, please take Guy.
Please take Guy.
But
'Cause-
no.
The French guy,
Yeah.
Pascal, says to Joan, and Joan's been rejecting this one left and right. She's kicking this one out of the house, kicking that one out of the house. She's in the driver's seat. She's kicking everybody out. Then in the home stretch, Pascal, the guy who's like, she's like, oh, you remind me of my dead husband. He comes to her. He's one of the final three. It's down to Pascal, Guy, and Chalk. Pascal comes to her and goes, Joan, I just want to say I'm not in love with you and I don't have the same feelings. And then she falls apart like a cheap lawn chair.
Yeah.
She falls. Suddenly, all she did was reject this one, reject that. She gets rejected one time and she's
I'm not lovable. I'm not lovable.
She's saying I'm not lovable. It's all falling apart. Meanwhile, she's got these two other. Meanwhile, 5 minutes later, she goes on the final date with Chalk, and Chalk, Joan, I just gotta say I love you so much. I love you, Joan, and she won't say I love you back, and he says I love you. ... And he's waiting for her to say I love you back, and her policy was she's not going to say I love you to anybody until the finale.
Oh,
Until she picks one person.
Till the final.
Yeah.
Now, was she comparing Chalk to John?
Yeah, because
Not so much.
not as much as she was with Pascal, but it runs on this show. First of all, they hit the same notes on this show. It's like people are like, I just got to say, family is so important to me. Oh, is it? What an interesting perspective on life. Oh, family's interesting to you? Well, what a unique perspective. And they say, family's so important to me. And it's like, she's like, oh my God, family's so important to me too. Yeah.
What a
We're
coincidence.
meant to be. It's kismet.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it was.
Wow.
But there were some great guys, and I gotta say, the thing I loved about it the most was the way the guys treated each other.
Yeah. The
They
guys.
were so sweet with each other.
The guys
Unlike
really
the younger
bonded.
guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
There were no fights.
Now, there were no
They
fights.
were really great.
Yeah. My favorite guy was
and
the guy who
they
looked like.
all like.
There was a guy who looked like Questlove's father that I liked. He looked like he could have been Questlove's father.
He was great.
He was nice
Yeah.
guy. Everybody was so nice in the house. And
There were way better, so many options better than Chalk.
for them to go with Chalk.
Chalk was the bottom of the barrel.
Thank you, Terry. So then Chalk goes. Has Tavy in the chat? Has Tom commented on the closing of Muppet Vision 3D yet? No, I haven't. I don't know what that is. But if I see the words closing and Muppet in the same thing, I say yes. No, I'm sorry. I'm just winding you up there, Tavy. So it comes down to Chalk and Guy. She goes and she hangs out with Chalk. And then she goes back to Guy. Guy's finally get his chance to make his final, so Joan,
Pitch.
I love you so
Yeah.
much. This thing. And she goes and she just goes, I just want to say I made my decision already. And Guy starts crying, and it was so real.
Whoa.
He was like, I thought we were going to be together, and I have such deep feelings for you, and this hurts. All I'm going to say about Guy, you got nothing to worry about now if you're looking to meet people. This is the most eligible guy on earth right now. He's going to be
Right.
People take a number if you want to go on a date with Guy. Take a number. You're at the deli counter now.
He may be the next Golden Bachelor.
He could be the next Golden Bachelor. I agree, Terry.
Do they always pull from the previous show to make the?
I don't think they always do, but it's an option.
What season is this now?
For Golden Bachelor, they've only done one Golden Bachelor and one Golden Bachelorette.
But for the whole thing,
for the Bachelor and Bachelorette, I've never watched any of that stuff. I only watched the Golden ones.
Okay, the old people one.
Yeah.
No, but you've watched every season of it since the beginning of time, right?
Well, don't put that. When you put it like that, it makes
since the beginning of time.
Isn't it 30 seasons or something? Since I was a child.
You were not a child when the Golden Bachelor, when the Bachelor was on.
No.
But you've watched it for an awfully long time.
60.
Okay.
I have. It's true.
Yeah. Look, I love it.
I can't explain why.
No, I can. It's an awesome show.
It is.
Terry, I would never fault you in the way you raised your children except for one thing. They're fancy. You raised two fancy lads. They should be wearing culottes. They're so fancy. And have giant lollipops. And straw boaters. Like, they should have fancy hats, fancy velvet suits with culottes. They're fancy. I love them to death. Fancy.
They have high standards.
They have high standards, but what they should realize is if they got such high standards, they should be watching the Golden Bachelorette. It's a high quality show. It's about the human condition. No, you would jump out a window if you watched 10 minutes of this thing. Yeah.
Get me the 4K box set for Christmas, Mom.
Yeah, because you want to watch. There's nothing more I want to see in high def than Gary.
And I'll watch it multiple times. I know it. That's what I want.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really want to see Chalk in high def.
I need it.
Yeah. All right. I need to wrap the show up.
Yeah.
Terry, thank you so much for checking in. Happy Thanksgiving. It was so great to talk to you.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
I will talk to you soon.
You too.
Bye,
okay.
All right.
All right.
Congratulations.
Love you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.